Hello, everybody. It's Dee Woolridge, hypnotherapist, Reiki master, life coach, and all that jazz. And I'm here to talk to you guys today about being your own best friend. That's right, being your own BFF. It's so important. And the reason why I'm talking to you guys about this today is because it's been coming up over and over and over in counseling sessions when I'm doing counseling for hypnosis or life coaching. People struggle with self doubt, unworthiness, and low self esteem when it comes to reaching their goals many times. And that's why they come in and see a counselor like me because they don't know how to start to move forward on the goals. There's something that's keeping them from reaching it and they don't know what it is. So, one of the simpler things that I do or have them do is be their own best friend. And it starts out simple, just like this. What would you say to your best friend if they were trying to reach their goals? Now you're like the best friend ever, right? And or you have a really great friend that's always there for you. Not necessarily a cheerleader. Cheerleaders are something else, but someone who you can confide in, someone who's always going to be there to have your back. You are that best friend, someone who's going to kick you in the butt and say, look, stop it with that. I know you can do this and you've done it before and you've gotten through this and you can get through this now. A best friend is going to be there with you through thick and thin, and they don't judge you, they don't fill you with fear and doubt. On the contrary, they fill you with joy and expectation, and they help you see the good and everything when you can't see it. They find the value in you that you don't even find in yourself. That's what a best friend does. So I employ people to be their own best friends. And I say to them, what would you say to your friend if they were trying to do the same thing that you were doing? What would you say to them? And then I ask them, what would you want that best friend to say to you? What kind of things would you need to hear from a best friend, from someone who's going to encourage you and be alongside you this whole way of you reaching your goal? What would you need to hear from them? And they tell me things like, well, you can do it. I know you can do it. And don't worry about this thing or that thing. Have fun with it. Follow your bliss. Reach your goal. I know you can do it. You're smart enough, and all of these things. So, whatever a best friend would say to you, I want you to say it to yourself. Just try it. Even when you're called, this is called your self-talk. You're going to replace the negative self-talk with more positive self-talk, just as if a best friend would do it, if a coach would do it, if an inner strength, an inner mentor would do it. And that's what you're going to do to yourself. Now, often the problem comes with when the conscious mind doesn't match the things that are in the subconscious mind. And remember, the subconscious mind is where all your beliefs are stored. All the things, it's like a giant database or from a computer. All the things are stored there. And your conscious mind is constantly looking in the database to see what's there. So if the conscious mind is saying to you, you can do this, yet in the subconscious mind, there's something there that says you can't do it, there's an incongruency. And that's when the problem comes along, when you say something, the best friend will say something, and the inner critic replies. Okay, so the simple solution to that is to keep being that best friend. So the graffiti bandit, I'm going to call the negative self-talk. It's just like you are painting this beautiful scenario, this picture for yourself, and this bandit comes out and spray paints it and puts negative words all over it and says all of these horrible things. Put it all on your beautiful picture that you're painting for yourself. What will you do? Let's see, what on earth will you do? Well, I say go get the white roller paint and you just paint right over it. You paint over those negative words. You paint over those negative images, and then you put right back up there what you want. And you just keep doing it. You and your best friend, you stand firm in your belief that you can do it, that you will do it, that you will reach your goal. And you find it from within you. And you are that white paint, that white roller rolling right over that negative graffiti that's being painted over your vision and your dream. And you paint right over it. Now, for the clients who have had hypnotherapy with me before and coaching with me before, this is a little easier for them because they've already dealt with some of those really hard issues that were in the subconscious mind, and the best friend just serves as a reminder to them that they can do it. Now, for others who haven't gone through a hypnotherapy process where they are finding the core beliefs, I urge you to do this inner work. Find someone in your area that deals with core beliefs. Because what happens is, just like we talked about before, there's an incongruency. There is your conscious mind wants these things. It really wants to go for it. But your subconscious mind has these negative beliefs there that have been, that this subconscious mind has been conditioned with. Remember, you're conditioned with things when you're a young kid from 0 to 10 years old, and then you just reinforce them all of your lives with other things. This comes along to reinforce them. And then you start attracting more of those things that are just like what's in your subconscious mind. Well, when you are consciously aware of it, you know that that's what you're doing. It's like, why does this keep happening to me? What is going on? So you first have that awareness. And that's number one. You have this awareness of what's going on. And then you say to yourself, I know this is going on and I'm going to have to break that pattern. How do I do it? One is, like we said, we keep rolling over it. We keep talking about it. And we do that rollover with the white paint is kind of like with affirmations. You affirm that you are good enough, that you can do this, that you can meet your goal. Affirmations are really, really good. But remember that bandit, and what we call the bandit in hypnotherapy is the critical factor. It's the part of your conscious mind that discerns and analyzes and tries to figure out if what you're saying in your conscious mind can pass through to your subconscious mind. So you deal with that. Meditation, hypnotherapy are very, very effective for bypassing that critical factor or bypassing that bandit and eliminating the bandit that paints over your beautiful vision and your dream. And you do this with things like parts therapy, talking to that part of you that may be afraid, or talking to that part of you that is afraid to succeed because you may succeed and then you have to deal with all the things that come along with success. Or you do a regression, a hypnotherapy, a hypnosis, hypnotic regression to go back to initial event or initializing or interpersonal relationship where you were told over and over that you weren't good enough or you weren't deserving. But having the awareness of it is first, knowing that you have this negative self-talk and then finding out what it comes from. One thing that you can do at home if you can't get to a hypnotherapist or a counselor or some kind who's had this kind of training is do a felt sense. And it's the area below your chin and above like your hips. So it's all this area, your torso area, that you're going to feel all of this, because this is where we feel things. So it's not going to be in your head at all. And you can say, just put your hand there over your heart and like over your solar plexus, and you go into yourself and your inner self and you go, I want to reach my goal. Say your goal is to ask for a raise or to start a business. So I want to start a business in 3 months. I want to save enough money to do that, to start my own business. And you go in and feel, how does it feel when you say, I'm starting my own business and I have what it takes to do that. Now, if you feel fear about it, then you ask yourself, what is that fear about? Why am I having an emotional response in a negative way, like anxiety, to that? What's in there? Start peeling back those layers. And if you feel excitement, elation, um, anticipation, that's a really great thing. I say just go forward and just keep with the affirmations because you are more than halfway there. When you're filled with doubt, you have to go and address the core beliefs. What are you believing about yourself that is going to keep you stuck? It's that self-sabotage. What's there? So I encourage you to find out through hypnosis, hypnotherapy, and through just by using the felt sense and say, what am I feeling? And then you go to the next question. I'm feeling fear. What does that fear come from? It comes from me believing that I won't make enough money. Where does that come from? Well, I've never made enough money. Where does that come from? And then you just peel back those layers and peel back those layers. And just because something happened to you in the past doesn't mean that it will continue. The awareness of it is what helps you break the pattern. So just start there. And if you have any more questions about how to be your own best friend to help you reach your goals, give me an email. Just shoot me an email at dee@dwhypnotherapy.com, and I'll be happy to answer any of your questions. And you can look at my blog on my website at dwhypnotherapy.com, or just stay tuned for more of these fabulous videos. And that's all for now. Thank you so much. Peace, love, and joy.